Hello and welcome back. Today we have Playing Through My PlayStation 1 Collection number 2, Tekken 2. Tekken 2 is an arcade fighting game released in 1995 and was ported to the PlayStation 1 the following year in 1996. Developed and published by Namco, Tekken 2 has the same basic premise of any one-on-one fighter: deplete your opponent's health before you're owned. Similar to its predecessor, Tekken 2 has some brief pre-game scenes, but no real in-game story. But the manual does provide some background information that I will read directly. 2 years have passed since Kazuya Mishima won the first King of the Iron Fists tournament. With the mysterious disappearance of Heihachi Mishima, Kazuya, the new head of the Mishima Zaibatsu organization, is holding the tournament a second time. Once again, the best fighters from around the world have gathered to compete for the coveted title, the King of the Iron Fists. There is a rumor that Kazuya has made a deal with the devil, so enter the tournament at your own risk. Unlike the first game, that only had 2 basic game modes, Tekken 2 now has 6 unique game types to choose from. First, and the most traditional, is arcade mode. Here, the player will take on 8 random opponents with increasing difficulty. These fights are followed by a sub-boss that is unique to each character, followed by a battle against Kazuya. However, defeating Kazuya reveals that this isn't even his final form, and the true final boss is Devil. Completing arcade mode will unlock the specific sub-boss, and each character has their own short victory cutscene, including the sub-bosses, who didn't have one previously. Although there are many, Heihachi's ending is considered canon. The default difficulty is normal, with 2 out of 3 rounds needed for victory. This and a variety of features can be changed in the options menu. Also available is the round timer, guard damage, and the ability to change characters upon defeat. If you are defeated, you can continue as many times as needed until you beat your opponent. The battles take place across 23 unique stages, more than double the previous game. There are now 10 starting fighters, each with the same basic controls, but a unique moveset, special attacks, and combos. Each of the 4 basic buttons represents a different limb used for attack. One controls each of the left and right arms, and the left and right legs for attacking. Each player also has the ability to grab, block, jump, dash, and dodge. New to Tekken 2 is an in-game command list, so you can view your available moves at any time. This time, the sub-bosses have individual movesets, although some were carried over. Additional details were not provided, so I looked some up for some added context. The game manual does provide background information for each of the 10 main characters that I will read now. Heihachi Mishima. Beaten by Kazuya in the previous tournament, in an instant he lost both his fame and family. Having spent his previous time indulging in deviant acts instead of training, he vows to regain all he has lost. Once again, the manual also gives some fun facts, such as likes and hobbies, for which Heihachi are collecting the Geta.
Hey yo! Hey yo! Fight! Perfect! You win! Yeah!
Completing arcade mode with Heihachi unlocks Li Xiaolon. Though he was clever and skilled in martial arts, he was previously defeated by Kazuya, which destroyed him mentally and physically. Secluding himself in the mountains, Lee trained rashly, and his talented techniques became less and less precise as he became more and more absorbed in his training. Just when he had given up all hope, a mysterious old man appeared before him and made him an offer he couldn't refuse. In exchange for his tutelage, Lee would have to do something for him. Determined to face Kazuya once again, Lee has decided to take part in the tournament. Paul Phoenix. Fascinated as a child by bear killer Willie Williams, Paul grew up to be one of the world's renowned fighters. He lost the final round of the last tournament and enters once again with extreme desires to be the champion.
Perfect.
Completing arcade mode with Paul unlocks Kuma. Kuma, a hot-blooded bear, wants nothing more than to tear Paul to shreds. Knowing that there are far stronger opponents the world over, Kuma, along with its master Heihachi, trains diligently in their secluded mountain retreat. For reasons unknown, Kuma is intelligent. It understands perfectly the languages of men. With thoughts of attacking Paul on its mind, Kuma decides to take part in the tournament. Nina Williams. A master of Aikido and Kopo techniques, she is an assassin for the people of Ireland. Although Nina's mission is to assassinate Kazuya, her personal agenda is to finally settle the long battle with her sister Anna.
Hey, yo! Hey, yo! Hey, yo!
Completing arcade mode with Nina unlocks Anna Williams. Anna's dislike for her father and sister has gradually increased. And as expected, the rivalry between her and her sister still continues. To call their rivalry mere quarrels would be an understatement. Their rivalry has elevated to the next level. Nina has tried to take Anna out by attaching a bomb to her sister's car, and Anna has returned the favor with machine gun fire tearing through Nina's bedroom. Martial Law. Law runs his own martial arts dojo. Unfortunately, his students were attacked and severely injured by a villain who is participating in the next tournament. Law decides to enter the tournament to avenge his students and to restore the reputation of his gym.
Hey, yo! Hey, yo! You win!
Completing arcade mode with Law unlocks Baek Dusan. Baek, a master of Taekwondo, is the son of a former Taekwondo champion. During his childhood, his father received a career-ending injury. Devastated, his father turned to alcohol and became a heavy drinker, which ultimately led to his incarceration. Plunged into a life of poverty, the young master's family was forced to deal with hard times, and just when things looked as though they couldn't get any worse, his mother disappeared, leaving him and his siblings alone. Not too long after this, his father escaped from prison to assist the family, but due to the deprivation of proper nourishment, Baek mistakenly killed his father, a man he respected above all else. The frightening experience left him traumatized, driving him crazy every time he saw blood. When the police found him, they took him into their care and raised him. Years later, he found himself walking the path of his late father, a Taekwondo master and champion. But unfortunately, a person knowing the truth about his father's death threatened to go public with the truth of his past, if he didn't destroy his blackmailer's competition. A confrontation between Baek and Law is inevitable. King. King helps orphans by managing an orphanage with money he earns from pro wrestling. Fortunately, the orphanage is running out of money, and King has turned to heavy drinking. He decides to participate in the tournament to regain the children's hearts, and to pull his life together.
Perfect! You win! Hey, yo!
Completing arcade mode with King unlocks Armor King. The king of underground professional world wrestling, Armor King and King desperately fought one another in the past, but now they're bound together by a powerful friendship that only a comrade would know. Worried about the dead-end lifestyle his former adversary had drank himself into, Armor King tells King of the tournament Kazuya is sponsoring, thinking that this is King's ticket out of despair. The king of underground professional world wrestling looks forward to his rematch with King.
KO. You win. KO.
Jack 2. An android working for the military, Jack 2 is an improvement over the old Jack from the previous tournament. With a new computer chip, he has the ability to learn from his mistakes. Jack wants to save his creator from Kazuya so that he can become more human.
You win. KO.
Completing arcade mode with Jack unlocks Prototype Jack, an android built for military applications. He solicited Kazuya's assistance with upgrades after learning that only its successor Jack was making advances in that area. Kazuya promptly agrees and has Dr. Paskanovich comply with the android's request. Unbeknownst to it, the only changes made were to its outer shell, which was now armor-plated. Prototype Jack despises both Jack and its developers, namely Russia. Recent overwrites of its own CPU has resulted in memory loss, causing Prototype Jack even more grief.
KO. You win.
Michelle Chang. Kazuya wants the pendant that Michelle wears around her neck, since it carries the secret to a great treasure. Michelle's mother has now been kidnapped by Kazuya's men, to ensure Michelle's participation in the tournament. Michelle vows to rescue her mother at all costs.
KO. Yup. KO.
Completing arcade mode with Michelle unlocks Ganryu. Believing a real man, the world's strongest man, walks the road to the ring and does grand things, Ganryu decides to join the tournament once again. During the last tournament, the unthinkable happened when he came across a fighter named Michelle Chang. It was love at first sight. Rumor has it that he begged Kazuya to set things up so that he could confess his love to her.
Hey, yo! You win! No sweet! Ryo!
Yoshimitsu, the leader of the Manji Group, a group of notorious thieves. The scientist, named Veskanovich, who once saved his life, has been abducted by Kazuya. Yoshimitsu will stop at nothing to rescue him. To do so, he has entered the tournament.
Hey, yo! Hey, yo!
Completing arcade mode with Yoshimitsu unlocks Kunamitsu. The sword in Yoshimitsu's keep, the katana, enchanted Yoshimitsu, severs the life force of its enemies. It seems that a commandment among the Manji party dictates that the current leader of the group must kill the former leader with the sword when a change of leadership is at hand. No matter how many times Kunimitsu's grandfather, a swordsmith, tried to forge a sword as precious as the katana, he was unsuccessful. Believing her frail grandfather desires to make a high-quality katana before his death, Kunimitsu decides to join the tournament in order to seize Yoshimitsu's blade.
Hey, yo! Hey, yo!
Li Wulong. He is the #1 detective of the Hong Kong International Police Force. Li's partner was killed by the International Mafia. He finds information linking Kazuya to this mafia and enters the tournament to try to bust Kazuya and crush his organization.
Fight! Hey, yo!
Completing the game with Lee unlocks Bruce Irvin. Bruce, who had lost both his parents and elder brother in his infancy, grew up living a life plagued by hunger and much violence. Disliking the cards fate had dealt him, Bruce yearned to live the good life, and his resolve made him a very strong fighter. As he was a kickboxing practitioner, Bruce went to Thailand to compete in a kickboxing tournament, and his performance destroyed the former popular champion's hopes of ever returning. And as a result, a gambling organization put out a contract on his life. While on board a returning flight home, the contract killer attempted to take Bruce's life, but an investigator of Hong Kong's International Police Force, who was also on the flight, thwarted his efforts. A fight ensued, and when it was over, the plane went down. A unit from Kazuya's facilities later rescued Bruce, who has been surviving off of human remains for several months. Jun Kazama. Jun is an officer of the WWWC, a wildlife protection organization. She is highly psychic and can sense a mysterious power surrounding Kazuya. Besides her duty to arrest Kazuya, who smuggles protected animals, she wants to free him of his evil power during the tournament.
Hey, yo! Great! Yup! Hey, yo!
Completing arcade mode with Jun unlocks Wong Jin-rei. Wong, an old man with whom bravery still runs strong, he was best friends with Kazuya's grandfather, Jinpachi Mishima. Wrapped up in the wishes of Jinpachi, in order to bring about peace, the Mishima clan must be destroyed. Wong decided to join the tournament, but he seeks to transfer the burden of taking Kazuya out to someone else capable of doing so. But if there is no other, he's prepared to do it must be done. He will not leave until the deed is done. Completing arcade mode with all 10 fighters will unlock Kazuya. This was a much simpler task than unlocking Heihachi from the original game. However, completing arcade mode is no easy task. Kazuya is extremely fast, powerful, and aggressive, with the ability to defeat you the moment you let your guard down. He had difficult to counter combos, intense uppercuts, quick charges, ground pounds, and kicks that could stun lock you. With enough persistence, he is taken out. But this isn't even his final form, and you must now take on Devil. Despite Devil shooting lasers out of his eyes, and looking fiercely intimidating, he was actually a lot easier to defeat than Kazuya, as the laser attacks left him vulnerable to massive damage.
Alright, fight! Perfect! You win!
Kazuya Mishima. Kazuya defeated Heihachi in the previous tournament, and in doing so, inherited all of the power of the Mishima Financial Group's head. He now takes pride in surpassing Heihachi's power. Presently, Kazuya has nearly seized all of Hokkaido for the purpose of building his ideal independent nation, where he's trying to establish a strong military force.
Hey-yo! You win!
Completing arcade mode with Kazuya unlocks Devil and Angel. Devil and Angel are two fighters that are essentially the same, but with alternate skins. Devil Kazuya. On Kazuya's shoulders rests the fate from a distant past. Its history has been built many times over, again and again, with each reincarnation. Unbeknownst to Kazuya, something with mysterious intentions watches over him. Devil's appearance may be the embodiment of the mysterious intentions watching over Kazuya's fate. Completing arcade mode with Devil doesn't unlock any characters, but he does have a unique ending.
Hey-yo! You win!
Angel. Angel's existence is entwined with Devil's. Bewitched by Devil, Kazuya's appearance changes from person to person. Some see a jet black Devil, while others see the brilliant rays of an angel. Completing arcade mode with Angel doesn't unlock any characters, but she does have a unique ending.
win.
In addition to the 23 fighters, there are actually 2 more, for a total of 25 available fighters. Unlocking these requires a particular task during Stage 3 of Arcade Mode. Using any character, the player must get their health down to about 5% or less remaining. You then must defeat your opponent. In Stage 4, a special fighter, either Alex or Roger, will appear. Completing Arcade Mode from this point will unlock both. Alex and Roger are similar to Devil and Angel, in that they are essentially the same fighter with a different skin. Roger. When Kazuya built his private military force, he didn't have his sights set on only humans, but also animals too. And thus, the development of animals for military use moved forward. The research team for the development of animals for military use conducted tests using drugs and DNA manipulation. As a result, Roger came to have more mobility than the usual kangaroo. Since the announcement of the martial arts tournament, Roger continuously waits for anything to mistakenly enter his territory in order to obliterate it.
KO. You win.
Alex. The research team developing the strongest animals for military use for Kazuya has created a ferocious life form using dinosaur DNA found in insects trapped in amber. Missing DNA strands were spliced with that of kangaroos. It doesn't appear to be fully developed yet, as its combat capabilities are identical to that of Roger's. However, it has been hypothesized that once it reaches maturity, it will be the strongest living creature on the planet.
KO. You win.
In addition to arcade mode, Tekken 2 has 5 other game types to play. Team Battle is a new game mode and reminded me of a traditional Survivor Series elimination match in WWE. Each team can have 1 to 8 members, and fighters will battle one-on-one, with the loser being eliminated, and the victor remaining in until defeated. The first to defeat all opposing team members wins. Survival is another game mode, and is exactly as it sounds. This reminded me of a WWE tag team turmoil match, in which a new opponent enters after the previous is defeated. The difference here is when you lose, it's over. You must defeat as many opponents as you can back to back without losing. However, your health carries over and only regenerates a little with each victory. There is no finite end, only how long your skills allow you to survive. It was great seeing how far you can make it and trying to break that record. Time Attack is a race against the clock to complete arcade mode as fast as possible. However, the difficulty and round options that are available in arcade mode are fixed here. This essentially replaces the rankings that were shown after completing arcade mode in the original game, as that was now replaced by character usage rates in Tekken 2. Two-player mode is a basic one-on-one battle between two local players. This is the best way to play against friends or family, and who reigns supreme. If there is a difference in skill level, a handicap can be applied to keep things balanced.
Round. Fight! Yoshimitsu wins. Perfect. Devo wins. KO. Wins. KO. Round. Fight. Perfect. Roger wins.
The final new game mode is Practice. This allows you to learn and master the wide variety of moves and techniques on a motionless opponent. Many moves are very difficult to get the timing of, so having a space to learn them without an annoying opponent jumping around was a welcome addition. In general, all of the new game types were a welcome addition, as it really added to the depth of the game. Overall, Tekken 2 is an improvement from the original game. The attacks were more responsive, the fighting was quicker, there were more game types, moves, characters, and stages, and the gameplay experience was more enjoyable. While some combos were still difficult to hit, the move list was expansive, with a wide variety of techniques to try. With 25 fighters to choose from, each with 2 costumes, there was enough to keep things fresh, with many different ways to take down Kazuya. And those that got tired of arcade mode now had more to play. The CPU fighters could be frustrating at times, as they were extremely block heavy and could easily read your moves to dodge and counter, even on easier difficulties. On harder difficulties, one quick flurry was all it took, and you were down in the blink of an eye. However, with practice and repetition, you will find yourself mastering the different fighters and finding the ones that fit your personal combat style. Whether you are a longtime fan of the series, looking for a childhood throwback, or a newcomer to the series playing for the first time, Tekken 2 is a blast to play, especially with friends or family. I recommend this game for any Tekken fan, or fan of fighting games in general, as this is a classic that built on the strong foundation of the original and improved in many ways. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time for playing through my PlayStation 1 collection, number 3.
Prototype Jack wins.